because it says here bizarre. Yeah, okay, you can call it bizarre, but conspiracy theory suggests celebrity, including the Pope and even royals, who have been snapped with a black eye or black left eyes, are in the secret Illuminati Ooga Booga society. And they put the bruises down to initiation ritual. Now, I'll tell you, when I first read that, I did kind of smile because it's one of these kind of ridiculous headlines that's made to, well, it's designed to make people think that stuff like this is all crazy, right? And I was kind of having a little smile as well because I was thinking they've all got black eyes. This is some ritual I haven't heard of. But I tell you what, when you get into this article here and we start looking at some of the people, it opens up an important conversation. It really does, because it says a bizarre conspiracy theory has emerged, suggesting that celebrities seen sporting a black left eye are part of the Illuminati. So Elizabeth Hurley, Boy George and Robert Downey Jr. are among the A-listers who have been photographed with bruising in the eye area in recent years. Now, former US President George W. Bush, along with the Pope, I'd love to give him a black eye, and Prince Philip, I'd love to give him one too. Prince Andrew, not too bad. They have all been photographed with black eyes. Now, according to some conspiracy theorists, the black left eye is part of a cult or Illuminati high-level initiation ritual during which the pledger is said to be forced to eat pain in a quest to become more powerful. Now, that's a bit dramatic, that. However, we have all seen images like this where you get your Lady Gagas and absolutely anyone else who you could class as, air quotes here, a celebrity. And I use the air quotes because to be a celebrity nowadays doesn't take very much at all. But we've all become accustomed to them covering up the eye as a mark of homage to the fact that they worship Satan, or at the very least, they've sold their souls. Now, I know, there'll be people out there going, oh, come on, Kev. But you can see so many pop stars in the past who have actually been on video, and when they've been asked, or they've come out with some random statement about how at some point they sold their soul to the devil. You've got Bob Dylan, a whole heap of others, right? So when we come back to this story here and we start to look at the celebrities, there's Liz Hurley there. Definitely doesn't look good with a black eye. Definitely looks good otherwise, though. We've got George Michael. I'd probably like to give him a black eye. To be fair, that looks more like makeup than a black eye. I don't know what you think there. And again, if it's makeup and he's doing it on purpose, then why? The Pope, I wish it was me that had given him that black eye. But what do you think? Do you think there is some kind of ritual out there that we don't know about? You know, the one thing we do know is that we don't know everything. So could it be when they're at one of these eyes wide shut parties that this is the kind of crap they're getting up to? So it says here, author and internet radio show host Sherry Schreiner, I think she sadly passed away, who wrote the book Interview with the Devil, in which she claimed to converse with Lucifer, has spoken of the link between these black eyes and something called soul scalping. Now, soul scalping isn't something I've heard of before. It's not a term I've heard of. I've heard of the term walk-in, where these kind of, basically, for lack of a better term, the physical body is used as a husk, as a vehicle for some other demonic entity. And it gets into that in here. And it says here, according to Schreiner, government leaders, people on TV with their own shows, and hundreds of popular entertainers have literally sold their souls to Satan. You cannot be on TV now without signing on the dotted line. The bizarre recurrence of facial bruises on Illuminati politicians and entertainers has resulted in speculation that their souls have been replaced in a satanic ritual called soul scalping, she said. Now, Schreiner, who died earlier this year, believed all the powerful people in the world have been soul scalped. Now, she said that this can be done in a number of ritualistic ways, all of which in a possession, all of which result in a possession, whereby the human soul is removed and the body taken over by the demonic entity. Now, in conspiracy circles, and again, they just use that word conspiracy to try and take people's attention away from. There's something very, very real about what they're talking about here. Now, it says this process, also known as a walk-in. Some people believe the blackened eye is as a result of soul scalping. Now, I talk often on the show about David Icke's work, and he goes into the reptilians. Now, I honestly do think David's onto something there, and I respect the fact that he had the balls to come out and say that, and I second what he says. And whether you believe in the whole reptilian angle or not, just think of some kind of entity. And David talks about shape-shifting, and that's what we're talking about here. And you can't tell me, after all of the revelations that came out around the Clinton emails and the Podesta emails that led us into the world of spirit cooking, and some of the other stories I've covered on the show, you can't tell me that this isn't actually a possibility, because it is. You know, I work closely with Bill Bean, an exorcist, and he actually has to drive these entities out of people's bodies. So we see Robert Downey Jr. here. He's got the kind of black eye there, a little bit. We've got... oh, what's his name again? Adam Sandler, one of the funniest comedians out there. But yeah, there's the eye again. Is it just a coincidence, folks? People get black eyes, I get that. We get David Bowie here. It goes on to explain that was done for dramatic effect. And then, oh, there he is, the virus himself. Yes, I'd love to come back as a virus one day and kill 95% of the people in the world. What an absolute buffoon. So whoever punched him, fair play. You know, they say that people like him get full blood transplants every so often, blood transfusions every so often, every 6 months or so. That's one of the reasons they live to a horrible old age. But look at that. You can't tell me that there might not be something inside that sucking on its soul, right? Because I tell you, that is one evil man. There we've got Prince Andrew. He's like kind of like the royal runt of the litter. You've got Charles. He was the oldest son. Always happens. Anyone after that, you're kind of forgotten about. And George Bush, he's another one. But it says here, the Pope was said to have a black eye when riding through the streets of Cartagena, Colombia, in the Pope Mobile last year. Several news reports stated that he made a joke about the injury, saying that he had been punched. And of course, he's a Jesuit. He's the Black Pope. Was he at one of these eyes wide shut parties? Talks about the royal family here. Says Prince Philip. He had woken up with a black eye. How do you wake up with a black eye, folks? What's going on there? Now, we come down. We've got Harry Reid there. Perez Hilton. Whoever gave that one a black eye. Again, that looks like makeup, though. So are they doing this on purpose? What's that all about? So it says some researchers suggest a link between the bearers of black eyes to the worship of the Egyptian sun god Horus, whose left eye was black and represented the moon, and whose right eye was white and represented the sun. The story goes that he lost his left eye in a fight with his brother Set. Could the bruising be the left eye, or of the left eye be a nod to this perhaps? In the past, it was believed that the black eye was the devil's mark, as noted in the 879 Freeman's Journal called a black eye. However, many have been left wondering, and in an article on American First Patriots, writer Noah Christopher questioned why so many politicians have black eyes. He says, sure, it's possible that a bunch of politicians just randomly started running into things and getting black eyes all around the same time. And sure, some like McCain have very rational explanations like medical treatment, but I still find it fairly odd. Reddit users have also given their points of view, with one also suggesting it was bizarre how many celebrities have black eyes. It's bizarre as hell how many of them have black eyes. I grew up fighting a lot, even some bar fights, and even had maybe one black eye in my whole life, and not nearly as bad as these. Just like a stripe under my eye. Chances are slim to have so many in political high places like that with one. So what do you think? Because you know me, I'm one of these conspiracy theorists, right? I've just got a thirst for information. And when it comes to the people who run this planet, the likes of this mob here, they're their minions. They really, really are. They're the ones that are steering the and kind of programming the minds of the youth today. I mean, look at Eminem here. He's not only covering the eye, he's got the Baphomet horns up. Celine Dion, Adele, anyone you probably like in the music scene now or in the past 20 years or so, you're going to find them with photographs like this. Heather Watson there, Gaga, she might as well just get one eye removed. Rihanna, she's another one, always doing it. Justin Bieber. What is it all about? So they might mock it and say, oh, it's a conspiracy theory thing about the black eyes with the celebrities, but are they like maybe taking part in some shenanigans? That Eyes Wide Shut, Kubrick film. If you haven't seen that, go and watch that. That's a whole lot closer to the truth than some people are comfortable with. It truly, truly is. I mean, here's some scenes from Eyes Wide Shut, and you've got all this kind of crazy, ritualistic weirdness going on. That was filmed in a Rothschild manor. Not making that up. That's literally where they filmed that. And all of these people here, all of these politicians and things we were talking about, the Pope and things, they're all part of the same creepy club, folks. That's the real world. You better believe it. I'll be on